Hey everyone, welcome to part 3 of the Silver Lining. We've seen this week that in the midst of all the dark clouds of sin and its terrible consequences in our world, there is a silver lining. There is one descendant of Eve who can crush the snake and all the evil he represents. And we said that was the Lord Jesus Christ. And as we look to him, I said that we see the silver lining in our world, the ultimate silver lining, the greatest silver lining. But practically, what could we do to look at Jesus? I have 2 suggestions for us. Okay, so here's the first one. Write down the thing in the world that is most getting on your nerves. The thing you think is most wrong with the world. Specifically, one thing in this world that you could change immediately. If you were in charge of the world, that you would change instantly. And why don't you write it down on a bit of paper, like I've done here. I won't show you what I've written, but I wrote something down that's really getting on my nerves at the moment. And now what I want you to do, having written it down, is I want you to crush it in your hand. Because that is exactly what the Lord Jesus does. He crushes evil in his very hand. And that's such a wonderful thing, isn't it? In a time of lockdown, in a time of national crisis and a pandemic, Jesus crushes it. And there's a day coming when it will end. On the cross, Jesus crushed the power of sin and death. And that victory is going to be completed very soon. So why don't you crush the thing you're most worried about in your hand as a reminder, a physical reminder of what Jesus has done. Second suggestion, number 2, celebrate. Again, it strikes me as a very weird thing to do in a lockdown, but it's fitting, isn't it? Jesus has come. He died on a cross, his heel was crushed, and then he crushed the head of the snake. He did it. He triumphed. He succeeded. So why don't we celebrate? Maybe in your household, throw a little party to celebrate. Why don't you bake a cake? Maybe play some games. Why not celebrate? And it's such a distinctive thing to do at this time. Other people will go, what are you doing? Why are you celebrating? And you can say, it's because of the Lord Jesus. Because he's crushed the power of sin and death. He's crushed the very worst things in our world. And all things are one day going to be put right. Why don't you celebrate? And why don't you crush the thing you're most worried about in your hand as a reminder, a physical reminder of what the Lord Jesus has done? There we have it. 2 suggestions as to what you might do in response to Jesus, the silver lining, in the midst of all the dark clouds in our world.